Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, Edwin.
Okay.
We can't see you, but we can hear you.
Yeah, I can't see myself either. Maybe it's loading. Got my video on. That again. I can see all of you guys. I'm not sure why I can't see myself here.
Do you want to try logging in again?
Sure, I'll do that right now.
Okay. And I want to acknowledge Alder Evelyn Rodriguez has joined the committee.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
You're welcome.
Back. For some reason, I did not see my video. I apologize. Not sure why that's happening.
Are you logging into a computer or your phone?
Laptop.
Oh, you should be able to do video. There should be a video function on the bottom left-hand side of your laptop if you went into Zoom. But anyway, first of all, I do know that they sent you a letter appointing you to the.
Oh, there you go.
I see you now. There you go. Hello.
Hi.
Mr. Martinez, will you state your name and address for the record?
Edwin Martinez, 244 James Street, New Haven.
Thank you.
Hi, Alder Rodriguez.
Alder Yvette Hamilton, would you like to get started with the questions?
She's on mute. She's on mute.
I apologize.
Okay.
I apologize. I didn't realize I was on mute. Thank you for telling me that. Thank you, Chair Santana. And good evening, Mr. Martinez. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Good evening.
My question is, tell me a little bit about yourself. Why you want to serve on city plan?
Okay. I am a lifelong New Haven resident. I'm a proud resident of Fairhaven. I've been involved throughout the city. I sit on other nonprofit boards at the current moment. I was on the New Haven Youth Commission for a number of years. I chaired that, or was the vice chair for a number of years. I'm always willing and looking forward to get involved in the city. Want to make sure that especially my little town of Fairhaven gets represented throughout the city. I have an engineering background. I'm an adjunct professor at Gateway Community College. I'm an engineer during the day. I wanted to get an opportunity to serve at another level throughout the city. I knew that there was some openings here, and here I am. I don't know, I'm not an expert, but I'm willing to learn and how I can contribute.
Wonderful. So I saw a note that said something about if no vacancy being for a Democratic person, if you were willing to change your affiliation or something to comply. Did you any conversation about that?
That is correct. If in order to be in compliance, I know that's really important. We must be in compliance as with any other board or commission. And I am okay with if we have to, or if I have to make a party affiliation change to independent, I would not have a problem with that.
Okay, great. And you're aware of the times when they're going to meet and all that stuff?
I have a schedule of the meetings. There was I had to confirm because of my teaching schedule at Gateway. They fluctuate every semester. This semester, obviously, we've been doing a lot of Zoom and WebEx. for my
Right.
coaches. And I think these meetings are on a Monday or
Uh-huh.
second Monday. I believe I looked at the schedule, and they should not interfere, at least for the time being, with my next semester. I can't look too far out into the future because we set out the schedules until the end or mid of the current semester. So for next
Oh.
semester, not be an issue whatsoever for the rest of the year.
Okay, very good. All right, well, thank you so much. That's all for me, Chair Santana. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Alder Hamilton, Alder Yvette Rodriguez.
Do you mean Alder Evelyn Rodriguez?
My apologies. Yes, I do.
That's okay, Madam Chair. Thank you. No questions. I just want to say I'm happy to see that Edwin is interested in serving in the city plan, and I think he would be a good to contribute, and also for his own personal growth in the matter too. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thanks, Alder Rodriguez.
Alder Hurd. You're on mute.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have
Can you repeat yourself, Alder Hurd? I'm sorry, we couldn't hear you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have no questions at this time.
Thank you. Alder Saban.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you so much for being here tonight, Mr. Martinez. I guess I just was wondering if you might have a few thoughts to share with us about, what you see as the role of city plan, how you plan to fill that role, if you have any goals for your time on the commission, any thoughts like that. Thank you.
Yeah. So besides of what I'm able to research and look on the city website, I stated I am not an expert on city planning. There's a lot of learning that I will be subject to. I am, willing to take on the role. Like I said, I want to make sure that people on this commission or any other commission throughout the city that we have for kind of our normal residents to be able to have a voice and have a say in our government. And to me, I think this is a way to do that, being that I'm from Fairhaven, and I got kids in the New Haven public school systems, and we use the parks, we use the city. So I just want to make sure that I'll be able to contribute to that.
That sounds great. No further questions. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Alder Saban. Mr. Martinez, I do know that the City Plan Commission does not meet on Monday. They meet on Wednesdays.
Even better.
And they can go from 6 to 11. So just so you're aware,
Thank you.
they're very long meetings. So I just wanted to clarify that for you. I do like where there's a variety of individuals from throughout the city, and they're not only contained in certain areas. So I'm very glad to see that someone from Fairhaven is actually applied and is willing to sit on the commission. And I thank you very much for your time. And I thank you for your continued service to the city of New Haven by the many nonprofits and also the commissions that you have sat on. So we appreciate your efforts in trying to make our city a better place. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, our next person up is Carl Goldfield.
Do you need me to stay on for the rest
You
of
don't
the
have to stay on. You can listen in if you'd like, or I know that Misty will contact you if for any decisions that we have.
Okay, I have another meeting that I have to attend.
No
So
problem.
I'll be logging off. Thank you very much. Nice seeing everyone. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Carl Goldfield has not joined us yet, so I'm admitting Ernest.
Ernest Pagan? Okay. That's fine, Ernie. Ernest Pagan?
Hello,
Hello.
can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Thank you very much. Could you please state your name and address for the record?
Ernest Pagan, my address is 135 Lowen Avenue.
Thank you. One of the reasons why you were being brought back today was because there was a slight issue with your attendance. And the reason why we wanted to make sure that there weren't specific difficulties with your attendance or any specific issues that would have made you not attend. So this is what we're here for tonight to understand. As far as most of your attendance has been very good. I've also spoken to a lot of the members of the City Plan Commission, and they seem very pleased with you. So I just want to know for ourselves before we reappoint you that you're still committed and there are no issues with the City Plan Commission. You can't, if you can't make the meetings or the time frame or whatever the case may be. So we're just here to listen to you this evening.
Okay, I believe that my attendance was, I would say like 95%. And then my commission members voted to end our meetings at 10 o'clock and then go into the first Wednesday of the month. But when we made that vote, I was already committed to teaching a carpentry class. So I couldn't just keep out on the kids in the class. And I understand that the commission members, we were getting out of these meetings at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. So they just voted a 10 o'clock hard stop. And then I had something on the back end where I was just caught in limbo.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear that it isn't because you don't have an interest. It's because you had a commitment that caused you to do that. So this is why we want to hear from you that your interest is still there and that you want to still continue being on the committee. And like I said, I did talk to some committee members and they feel that you've brought a lot of insight to the committee. So they would like you to continue, but we just wanted to be sure before we went ahead and did that.
Yeah, I love the committee. I love serving on the committee. I love the education that I'm receiving. I just like being involved in the community. I just couldn't just skip out on those kids I made a commitment to.
No, I agree, and I don't blame you whatsoever. Alderman Hamilton, do you have any questions? You're on speaker.
I apologize. Thank you, Chair Santana. Mr. Pagan, so would you be, if reappointed, are you gonna be able to work out the timeline to be able to give it your all?
Oh, definitely. That class has ended. So we got a new schedule and it doesn't conflict with the city plan schedule.
Okay, cool. All right, that's it for me, Chair Santana. Thank you, Mr. Pagan.
Thank you.
Alder Rodriguez, any questions?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Mr. Pagan. The important thing is that you're very interested and you've made some changes in your schedule, and that you really want to serve in the city planning. Thank you very much. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Alder.
You're on mute.
I said, you're the quiet one in the background, Alder Hurt. Thank you for reminding me I was on mute.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have no questions. I do want to thank Mr. Pagan for his commitment. I understand that he was teaching. best. Madam Chair.
I couldn't hear the rest of that, Alder Hurt.
I think he froze.
Oh. Alder Hurt, I couldn't hear the most of your, your,
Okay. I was, thank you, Madam Chair. Again, I just want to, I have no questions. Just want to commend Mr. Pagan for his commitment, not only to the commission, but also to the young people that he was teaching. And that shows that he has a heart and he's committed to his community and his city.
thank you, Alder Hurt. Alder Saban.
Thank you,
Thank
Madam
you.
Chair. Good to see you, Ernest. And thank you for all the work that you do in our city, not only on the City Plan Commission, but in so many other facets of city life. I don't have any questions. I'm just glad to hear that you'll be able to be at the meetings going forward. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Thank
Alder.
you. Thank you. I would also like to acknowledge that Alder Furlow has also joined us. And Mr. Pagan, thank you very much for your commitment to our youth in the city too, because that is important to us as alders to ensure that our youth are being engaged in proper ways that can help them for a better future. And even if it's woodworking or whatever the case may be, it's always an opportunity for them to move forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and the same thing, Misty will, you don't have to stay on. Misty will let you know of the considerations this evening. If you would like to leave the meeting, that would be fine. Or you can stay on. It's all up to you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. And Misty, I see that Carl still has not joined us.
That's correct.
Okay, our next person is Nicole Morrow, and I already see she's joined us. Hello, Nicole. You're on mute, Nicole.
Oh, there we go. That's tricky.
Okay. Thank you.
Apparently I have a beach background, so who knew?
I know. Thank you for joining us. Your name and address for the record, please.
Sure, it's Nicole Morrow, and it's 24 Neeland Road, and that's in New Haven.
Okay. And like I've said before, you don't have to stay on the meeting. You don't have to stay on the phone. You can get off if you'd like. Misty will let you know of the results of this meeting.
Okay.
It's all up to you. You can stay on and be a participant in, not a panelist, but a participant and listen. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thanks.
Alder Hamilton, any questions? She's being appointed to the Humane Commission.
Hi, Nicole. Good evening. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Oh, by the way, thank you, Chair Santana. Nicole, tell me about why you want to serve on the Humane Commission.
Well, I've been a lifetime lover of animals. I have a cat that I've had for about 13 years that I've rescued. I am on my second rescue pit bull mix. So I've always loved to rescue animals. With my last dog, who passed away last year, he had lymphoma, and we went through a lot with him. And I have a love for animals. I really saw a lot with the shelters. Animals just go through a lot. They need a lot. And I really, with my last pit bull, I wished I could do so much more. And I wish I could be really more involved with animals, with the shelters, and just able to do just more for the animals that are out there. I wish that I could just be more involved, and I have the time to do it. So I found that this would be a great way to get involved with the shelters and just help out in any way that I can. So I just love to be a part of, help any way that I can.
Wonderful. That's so nice to hear, because I tell you something, Miss Shildroth and the workers over there at the shelter, they do such a wonderful job, and they could use all the help they can get.
They're amazing. They
Yes,
take care
they
of these, there's so many animals out there and they take care of them, and there's just, it's like there's an endless supply of animals that keep going to the shelters. So
Yes,
they need all
indeed.
the help they can get.
Yes, indeed. Well, I'm happy to hear that you're willing to serve and help them. So, thank you. That's all for me, Nicole. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you again.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Chair Santana. That's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you. I would also like to acknowledge that Alder Walker Myers has also joined us. Alder Evelyn Rodriguez.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Nicole. I have no questions at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Alder Ron Hurt.
Thank you, Madam Chair. At this time, I have no questions for you, Ms. Nicole. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Alder Sabin.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Madam Chair. I also have no questions, but it's great to hear your passion and obvious care for animals in our community. So excited to have you serving our community in this role.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Nicole, I am very happy that you are a lover of animals. I have had 2 rescue dogs, and that I've got from the New Haven Animal Shelter, and I agree with you, I didn't think it would work for me, but it did. And I've loved both of my dogs. They did need a little bit of work, but you know what? If you love a dog or an animal or whoever, a cat, you know, rescued cats or whatever it is that you love to enjoy doing, then you should enjoy doing it. And I'm so happy to hear that you have a passion for this and you have the time and your willingness to want to serve. I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
I'm very excited. Thank you. And he's sitting behind me. If I didn't have this beach scene behind me, you could see, but I don't know how that got there.
Oh, okay. I think we'd rather see the beach scene, but we would like to see the dog too.
So thank you. I appreciate
Well,
it.
that's what we have for you this evening. Thank you.
Have a great night, everybody.
Thank you. Our next, thank you so much. You too as well. Our next appointment is Patrick Dunn.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Mr. Dunn. You're being appointed to the Cultural Affairs Commission.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Make sure that all right, Alder Hamilton, any questions for Mr. Dunn?
Second, let me unmute. Thank you, Chair Santana. Hi, Mr. Dunn. Good evening.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Why do you want to serve on cultural affairs?
Well, I was honored to be asked by Adrian, who is fearlessly leading the Department of Arts, Culture, and Tourism at the city. I've known Adrian for 150 years at least, since she was at the state. I'm really excited about her vision for what the city of New Haven could look like, how the city could reshape equity within the cultural sector, and I'm excited to support that work in any way I can. I personally am a creator and an artist. I perform all over the state of Connecticut, even in COVID, and am an art producer through my work at the New Haven Pride Center, and also am serving currently on the city's Cultural Equity Task Force, and working with the incredible committee of folks talking about equity in the city and how we can make a more equitable New Haven.
Wonderful. Sounds really exciting. All right. So, all right. Sounds like you're already plugged in and you're just ready to go. Right.
I'm pretty ready.
Sounds like it. Good enough for me. Thank you, Mr. Dunn. Thank you, Chair Santana. That's all I have.
Thank you. Alder Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. Dunn, for your interest in serving in the Cultural Committee. I have no questions, Madam Chair, at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Alder Ron Hurt.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have no questions at this time. Thank you, Mr. Dunn, for joining us.
Thank you. Alder Saban.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you for being here tonight, Mr. Dunn. I was wondering if you could just talk a little bit briefly about what you mean by equity in culture and arts and how you want to bring that to the city.
Sure. So I mean a lot of different things when I say equity. For me, I approach it through a lot of my own interpersonal, intersectional identities. I'm a queer man, I'm a Muslim, I'm an immigrant, both to the US and to New Haven, and am proud to explore equity through all of those lenses and further explore it through other lenses, including racial justice, economic justice, gender justice, and all of the various other ways in which we can count diversity in our beautiful city. When I approach equity in my own work at the New Haven Pride Center and as an artist that performs, oftentimes the art that I do is not considered art by many folks. And unfortunately, the work that the New Haven Pride Center does in the arts and culture sector is often not classified as arts because we do not fit the definition of an arts organization. And so when I approach equity, particularly in arts and culture, I think of it through the lens of someone who is often kept out of those spaces, both as a professional and as an artist. And so for me, the way that we will find true equity in our city is recognizing that there is many, many, many different beautiful forms of arts and culture, many which are not recognized or thrown away as being crafts or hobbies. And it's important to remember that art comes in every shade of the rainbow.
Well, it sounds like you're gonna bring an excellent and much needed perspective to the Cultural Affairs Commission. So I'm glad that you are willing to serve, and I have no further questions, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Dunn, I forgot if I asked you, did I ask you your name and address for the record?
You didn't, and I was going to ask you if you needed that.
Yes, I did.
So for the record, my name is Patrick Dunn. I use he, him pronouns, and I live at 279 Humphrey Street in East Rock.
Thank you. And they have the main committee, but they also have subcommittee group. And so I hope you will have the time and commitment that's necessary and required for being part of this committee. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.
That's all we have this evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Happy Lesbian Visibility Day.
Thank you. Our next appointee is Dylan Christopher.
And Mr. Goldfield has joined us.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Mr. Goldfield?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Mr. Goldfield, your name and address for the record.
I'm
You're
Carl
fading in and
Goldfield.
out.
I live
You're
at
fading in and
25
out.
Royden Road in New Haven.
Okay, I'm sorry. Could you
I'm
repeat that,
fading in and out.
please?
Pardon?
Could you repeat that, please? You were fading in and out.
Yeah. Carl Goldfield, 25 Royden Road, New Haven.
Thank you so much. And Carl, I know you and I are colleagues that were on the Board of Alders for many years, and I see you're returning in a different capacity this time to the City Plan
Right.
Commission.
Right.
Well, nice to see you again.
Well, nice
Alder
to see
Hamilton,
you.
any questions for Mr. Goldfield? Thank you.
Thank you, Chair Santana. Good evening, Mr. Goldfield. How are you?
Good evening. I'm well. How are you?
Wonderful. Nice to have you back. So you're going to make time for City Plan?
Well, I'm not back yet. You guys are going to have to approve that, but
All right, but I'm saying if approved, you're gonna make time because you're still working, no?
Yes. Yes, no, I understand the commitment of time and energy.
Right, right.
So, yes, no, I've decided that I've been sitting at home too many nights, and I'm ready to get back into helping to the extent I can, working to make the city a better place.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you for your effort in wanting to come back and put in your time. We are grateful, and thank you for your previous work on the board as well. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Chair Santana. That's it for me.
Questions for Mr. Gofield?
Yes.
Alder Rodriguez? Oh, okay.
Madam Chair, I have no questions at this time. Thank you.
Alder Rodriguez, are you frozen? Yes.
No, she said no questions, Chair Santana.
At this time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Alder Hurd?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have no questions at this time.
Alder Ron Hurd?
Alder Santana, I don't know. Can you hear her? Can you hear?
Alder Sabin?
Chair, I have no questions at this time.
I heard, thank you so much. Carl, I know that your time commitment, and you're still working as an attorney at the moment?
Yes.
Okay.
But I don't, my experience, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say there's no conflict because I don't, my practice doesn't have anything to do with land use planning or zoning or any of the issues that come before City Plan Commission.
Be a shame if you,
I mean,
if
I
there's a
know a
conflict of
bit
interest.
about, I know what City Plan does because of all my years on the board, but it's not part of my practice.
Okay, that's all I need to know. And we'll be in touch through and hear the discussions. Thank you, Mr. Gofield, for your attendance.
Okay, thank you all.
I think the next person up is Dylan Christopher, Misty. Mr. Gofield, you don't have to stay on the video. We can, you can listen,
Okay.
listen only. Thank you.
Okay, great.
Thank you. Hello, Mr. Dylan Christopher. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
Good, wonderful. Could you state your name and address for the record, please?
Yes. My name is Dylan Christopher. I live at 209 West Rock Avenue.
And you're being appointed to the historic district.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. It is an important committee in our city, and we have a number of historic homes in our city as well. So Alder Hamilton, any questions for Mr. Christopher?
Hi, thank you, Chair Santana. Good evening, Mr. Christopher. Why do you want to serve, sir? On this historic.
I'm an architect. I live and work in New Haven. I've been here about 10 years now. I grew up in Connecticut. I still have family in the area, and I'd like to give back to my community in any way possible. I had the pleasure of working for George Knight, who formerly served, and he recommended the position, and I thought it was a good idea.
Great. And will you be able to make the meetings as scheduled and the timing and all that?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. All righty. Thank you, Mr. Christopher.
Yep.
That's all for me, Chair Santana. Thank you.
Thank you. Alder Rodriguez.
Madam Chair, thank you. I have no questions at this time.
Thank you. Alder Hurt.
Madam Chair, thank you. No questions at this time.
Alder Saban.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you for being here tonight, Mr. Christopher. I was wondering if you could just talk briefly about what you see as the role of the Historic District Commission as our city is changing and growing, and as cities do. And I was wondering what your thoughts are on that.
Well, I'm very familiar with historic preservation. I have worked on several projects that were very conservation based. I do believe in urbanism and progress, but I think there's definitely a place in that to save important architecture, important districts. Just the fabric of those neighborhoods is important to maintain, while also embracing progress and moving forward as a city. I don't think the two need to be in conflict. I think they can happen simultaneously.
That makes sense. It's obviously there are many trade-offs and an important conversation. No further questions. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Alder Saban. Mr. Christopher, I recognize what you're saying, and they do kind of have to go in harmony. I look at a lot of HGTV, and I watch these older homes, and they kind of do a mix of old and new, and it really does on the interior, not so much on the exterior, but it really does make a big difference in how both can thrive in the same area. And I know it's hard when you're on the historic district because they're very, the preservation of these homes are very historic and they like to keep them as such. So there's not a lot of trade-offs with window designs and the type of outside that you can do if someone wanted to change it up without getting permission. But it is challenging, and I understand that you'd be willing to serve on this committee, would be a great asset to this committee. Thank you very much for your willingness to want to serve.
Thank you.
That's all we have for you this evening.
Great.
Susan Gottschall, is she available? Yes, you can exit out of video if you'd like.
Hi.
Hi, Ms. Gottschall. How are you this evening?
I'm fine, thank you.
You're being reappointed to the Historic District Commission, and you've served a long time in that capacity. So I would like to know what your feeling is and how you feel about the committee and why you still want to be reappointed to the committee.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just for the record, my name is Susan Gottschall, and I live at 675 Townsend Avenue, Unit 112. I have just ended my first term on the Historic District Commission. I feel that it's a vital part of maintaining the character of New Haven. I look forward to the meetings every month. Sometimes there is a balancing act, as I believe you said a few minutes ago, but I think it's performing a very important function.
Wonderful. Alder Hamilton, any questions?
No, ma'am. No, Chair Santana. No questions from Ms. Goodshell. Not at all.
Thank you.
Thank.
Alder Rodriguez.
Madam Chair, thank you. I have no questions at this time for Ms. Gotcho.
Thank you. Alder Hurt.
Madam Chair, thank you. No questions for Ms. Goshaw at this time. Thank you.
Alder Saban.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I also have no questions.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Ms. Gotcho, for attending this evening. And that's all we have for you.
Thank you. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Our next person is Thomas Kimberly. Misty, do we have Mr. Kimberly? Oh, we have Doug Royalty. Okay.
And Mr. Kimberly has not joined us, so I
Okay.
just brought in Doug.
Thank you. Hello, Mr. Royalty. How are you this evening? You're on mute. Nope, you're still on mute. Mr. Royalty, are you on a phone or a computer?
Computer.
Oh, I think I heard you just now. Do you want to go back out and sign back in? Misty, is there a way for you to unmute him?
Unfortunately not. I'm trying to send you my request, so hopefully he just has to click on a pop-up, but unfortunately there's no way for me to unmute him.
Madam Chair, I believe it is my understanding that Mr. Royalty is going to need to be given a leave to withdraw because he has served 9 consecutive years.
Yes. So really, at this point, Mr. Royalty, can you hear me? Okay. This evening, as you know, you have already extended 9 years on the service for the historic district. And so we would have to give you a leave to withdraw at this meeting. You can get off the committee and then come back on at another time. So let's, you don't have to worry about playing around and getting into this meeting this evening. I apologize. Thank you for your service on the Historic District. Thomas Kimberly, is he on, Misty?
No, unfortunately not. I just admitted Addie.
Addie, okay, thank you. Hi, Addie Kimbrough. Can you unmute yourself, Addie?
Good evening. How are you?
Good evening. How are you this evening? You're being appointed to the Food Policy Council.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I want to bring in Alder Hamilton and see if she has any questions for you this evening.
Okay.
Oh,
You're
I'm
on
on.
mute.
Yeah. Thank you, Chair Santana. Good evening, Miss Kimbrough. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm good, thank you, ma'am. Can you talk a little bit about why you want to serve on the Food Policy Council?
Sure. I want to serve because I want to help the community as far as food is concerned, and I'm willing to learn more than I do about the food policy program. And bear with me. And at this time, our community on Shepherd Street is starting a community garden. It's in process. Applications are being filled out. And when we grow and have our harvest, the vegetables would be given away to the community, not just Shepherd Street, free. We're not selling anything. And I think this would help. As you know, during the pandemic, it was hard to find fresh fruit and vegetables. So when I saw that, I could go to the meetings at the food policy, and that I'm very interested in learning how to grow, how to get more food out to our people. So, and I think I could be of some help in that way.
Wonderful. Now, are you know the times when they're going to meet and all that, and you have time to be able to attend those meetings?
Yes, I'm retired, and so I'm ready and willing to do what I can.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ms. Kimbrough, for answering my questions. Thank you, Chair Santana. I'm good.
Thank you. Ms. Kimbrough, I don't know if I asked you your name and address for the record. So if I didn't, would you mind repeating it, please?
Sure. My name is Addie Kimbrough. I live at 113 Shepherd Street in New Haven.
Thank you so much. Alder Rodriguez.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I only have a couple of questions. Ms. Kimbrough, did you indicate that you have attended some of the meetings of the Food Council?
Yes, I have. I've attended the 3 meetings that I was supposed to and was ready to attend more, but they haven't had any.
Okay, thank you very much. And the other question that I have is, as you know, in the entire city of New Haven, there's a lot of concern regarding food. What would you say would be one important thing that you see as you are meeting and as you are serving in this field of serving food to communities. Thank you, Ms. Kimbrough.
Okay. The important things that I see is getting food out to our children and our senior adults. And the children really depend on the food and its availability. So as well as our senior adults. So that would be a great focus and should be a great focus of the Food Council.
Thank you, Ms. Kimbrough. And that is all, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Elder Rodriguez. Alder Hurt.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, Ms. Kimbrough, for having the compassion that you have. My colleague from the 4th Ward asked the questions that I was going to ask, and thank you, Alder Rodriguez. Thank you so much. I look forward to working with you.
Thank you, as well as I do.
Alder Sabin.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I appreciated your answers to Alder Rodriguez's question as well. And I have no further questions. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Alder Sabin. That's all we have for you this evening. I know that the Food Policy Council is an important and vital committee to our city. And we thank you for your willingness and wanting to serve on this committee.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alder Hamilton, can you take over for a moment? I have something I need to do. Ask any for public.
Thank you, Chair Santana. Is there anyone at this time? Is there anyone from the public that would like to speak on any of the items presented this evening?
Let's go.
Anyone from the public that would like to speak on any of the candidates presented this evening? And for a third time, anyone from the public that would like to speak on any of the items or candidates presented this evening? Misty, is there anyone that you can see from the public?
Yes, I'm admitting Aisha Woods now.
Okay. Let me know when she comes on because I'm on my phone. I can't see the full screen.
All right, and she has joined us.
Oh, good evening, Miss Woods. Your name and address for the record, please.
Hi, I'm Aisha Woods. I reside at 42 Canner Street, and I'm director of the City Plan Department. And tonight is really exciting because there's a lot of new appointees for the commissions that we serve. I had more of a clarifying question. We have 2 members of our Historic District Commission that are up for reappointment. And I understand that there are term limits that are in the ordinance. However, the Historic District Commission has very specific requirements about having representatives from our historic districts specifically. And so Thomas Kimberly represents City Point, and Douglas Royalty represents Worcester Square. And in the absence of having nominees from those districts, the Historic District Commission, I'm not sure would be able to function properly. So my clarifying question is that in the absence of new nominees from those specific districts, would those commissioners be allowed to continue serving on the commission until that point when there would be a new nominee, for that role?
Right. Well, Chair Santana, I honestly do not know that. I can't answer that question. Maybe Chair Santana or our Misty can research that and give you a clear answer. I personally don't know that answer. Chair Santana, can you shed any light on Ms. Wood's question?
I don't believe Alder Santana has joined us, is back yet, but
Oh, no, I'm here. I'm here. I was just looking up, I apologize, I was on mute and I was talking. The boards and commissions, let me see here, appointment list. I just want to see the historic district, how many members, this is the wrong list. Hang on a second. 425. I just worked on this the other day. The historic district, it does not give us any say that they have to be from specific neighborhoods. It says the historic district commission shall consist of 5 members and up to 5 alternates. And which will serve for 5-year terms. At least 1 member of the commission shall be an architect, which the person that is being appointed is. And 1 member shall be a resident or owner of within the historic district. So it does not say that we have to have 2 from 2 different districts.
If I may, this is Aisha Woods, 42 Cantor Street. If I may just follow up on that, I believe the ordinance has been interpreted in the past as there needs to be 1 member from each of the 3 historic districts.
Okay, well, that is not what's in the charter. So that would have to be updated through the charter revision the next time it comes up. That is not in our charter at this moment. That may be something that you would want to talk to Lucas about.
Okay.
But as far as we see right now, there can be no more than 5 members. And you have vacancies for few, but the 2 that are being reappointed cannot serve. There are time limits.
Okay, thank you. Understood. I will, this is Aisha Woods, 42 Cantor. I will follow up with Al Lucas, and just to make sure that we have a common understanding of the ordinance interpretation. And I just, again, the expertise of these 2 members has been really invaluable on the Historic District Commission, and they will be very hard pressed to find replacements for them. So, but I understand your interpretation, and I will just follow up with Al Lucas. And thank you for allowing me to speak.
Not a problem. Thank you for your openness to want to talk to us about that, because yeah, it's my understanding you have 5 alternates. So we're only using 2. So you have the capacity to join 3, but they can't be the 2 that are being appointed.
Okay, understood.
Thank you. Any other questions from the public? Any further questions from the public? Any further questions from the public? Seeing none, I'd like to move that we close the public portion.
Second.
All in favor, I will take the roll. Alder Hamilton,
Yes.
Alder Rodriguez,
Yes.
Alder Hurt,
Yes.
and I say yes, thank you. So the public portion is closed.
Well,
Now we have to go back and to talk about our discussion items this evening and what are the wishes of the committee. We have some complicated issues this evening.
Yes, Madam Chair. I move that we amend item 2 to reflect that alternates are appointed for a 3-year term and the term expiration date for item 2 needs to be amended from February 1st, 2025 to February 1st, 2024.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor of the amendment to item number 2? Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. The motion carries. There's no abstentions. Okay.
I would like to amend item 5. I move that we amend item 5 to reflect that the term expiration date should be June 1st, 2024. No, it should be June 1st, 2023 rather than June 1st, 2024.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay,
Second.
first and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, the motion carries. There's no
Aye.
exceptions. Thank you, Alder Saban.
I believe that given that we need to, we have 2 nominees who have served already for 9 consecutive years. I move that we give items
8 and 9.
Yes, items 8 and 9 leave to withdraw. Thank you, Alder Hamilton.
Second.
Okay, it's been first and seconded. Any discussion on that? Alder Hamilton. You're on mute.
Candidates have already served the term and can no longer serve by charter. I think it's only fair that they be given leave to withdraw.
Thank you. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, the motion carries. No abstentions.
Alder
Okay,
Santana, can you
Yeah.
please just do the vote by roll call so I can make sure I'm recording it correctly?
oh, absolutely. Alder Hamilton,
Thank you.
Yes. I'm in favor of giving these 2 items leave to withdraw.
Alder Rodriguez,
Yes.
Alder Hurt,
Yes.
Alder Saban,
Yes.
and myself is a yes. Okay, Misty, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that. All right, and then I believe we did number 5, Mr. Dunn. Mr. Pagan, I also believe that that he has a term change to item number 3, Mr. Saban.
Madam Chair, the sheet that I'm looking at does not have that. Maybe I need an updated
Okay.
agenda.
Item number 3 said it needs to be amended. I'd like to make an amendment that the term needs to be changed from 1/1 of 21 to 1/1 of 25. Is that correct, Misty?
No, I think Alder Saban has the correct list. Sorry.
Okay, so
Yeah.
his dates are fine? Okay, thank you very much.
Not
Then
a
I
problem.
must- Okay, and so I think we're okay with the amendments, except for number 1, Mr. Saban. We don't really,
I believe we moved, pardon me, Madam Chair, I believe we moved to amend item 1.
yes, because there's no Democratic vacancy, and he's willing to change his, Unfortunately, he hasn't done that yet. Do we want to move, well, let me say, first, is there a second on the motion?
Second.
Okay, now we can go on discussion. Do we want to move and make a decision, or do we want to postpone it to the next committee meeting until he's made a decision? Yes, Alder Saban.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I believe that Edwin, Mr. Martinez has agreed that he will change his registration prior to the full Board of Alders meeting. And so we will be able to move his item 1 tonight.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Is any further discussion on that item?
He's ready to go.
Yeah.
He's willing to serve.
Okay, thank you. All in favor of moving item number 1 as an appointee to the City Plan Commission by voice vote? Alder Hamilton,
Yes.
Alder Rodriguez,
Yes.
Alder Hurt,
Yes.
Alder Saban.
Yes.
Myself, I am a yes. There's no abstention, so it carries. Okay.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
I move item 2 as amended and item 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 10.
Second.
Okay, it has been moved in second discussion. Seeing none, all in favor, we'll be calling a voice vote by name. Alder Hamilton,
Yes.
Alder Rodriguez,
Yes.
Alder Hurt,
Yes.
Alder Saban,
Yes.
and myself is a yes, so there's no abstentions, the motion carries. And I believe that takes care of, did we say 7 too, Alder Saban? I don't recall. We did. Okay, so we moved all the items. So I believe that is it for us.
I move we adjourn, Madam Chair.
I second the
Second.
motion.
Second.
All in favor? Alder Hamilton,
Yes.
Alder Rodriguez,
Yes.
Alder Hurt,
Yes.
Alder Saban,
Yes.
and myself, I say yes. Thank you, everyone, for being there, and appreciate your time and effort this evening. Wonderful job. Have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
night, everyone.
We are
Good night.
adjourned. Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Good night, everyone.
Come on over, Rita. What? What? All you want to do is hoard the cookies, but you don't want to eat them.
How do I get out of here? I can hear you, Alder Santana.
Yeah, I had to get off because my dog had to go outside and she
We're
wouldn't wait.
still alive. We're still on live.
Okay, have a good evening.
Take care. Bye. Get me out of here. Here we go.